Hey y'all, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to the Lady Divine show at Busy One Radio. What's been going on? How y'all been? What's up? What's been going on? It's much warmer out there. How about that? The weather is nice.
Yeah, it's a trick.
It's a trick? Yeah, because they said next week, guess what? Put your coat back on.
Nah, that little groundhog came out. He seen the shadow or something.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they said it's gonna be early spring.
Oh.
I heard a
So-
rumor they snatched him out the hole.
Oh, they snatched him?
That's what I heard.
Shut
that.
up.
I can't even tell you who told me that.
Yep.
And when they found him and flushed him out, like, we don't want no more winter. That's like
Now, tell me this. Who thought of that story? About the groundhog?
Can I say it?
No.
Since everybody cut up.
we gonna shut up. We gonna mums is the word. So we have our guest Rhino Hummus. He just flew in just to be on the show. So shouts out to Rhino.
Yeah.
But so I heard Kim Kardashian has a new toy. It's
Toy?
Usher. And Usher is gonna be the face of her new skincare line.
You said two.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking you.
But
Yeah, I want somewhere else.
Come
you
on.
said Usher like that.
now
Hollywood.
y'all know he's not just gonna do skincare. He gonna be a toy.
Yeah, puppet.
So I don't know if Kim really wanna mess with Usher, because Usher got some other things going
He's
on.
pretty well connected. You know?
He really connected.
You know, most of his life, he really didn't.
She gonna bring him down. No, every black man she touched, it's the curse.
Ooh-wee.
That's sad.
Every black man that she's in touch.
And guess what? I ain't in Hollywood, so I only get to watch.
Uh,
I be sitting back doing nothing while people, keep up with the Kardashians.
you know what? I don't even turn on that show because I can't believe that you could get popular for being a hoe.
I know some popular hoes that ain't even on TV.
Woo!
They.
That's always been a thing, though, being able to get popular from the. That's nothing new for
Man,
real.
everybody can't be Paris
You
Hilton's
say
best friend.
it's not new.
That's a publicity stunt.
I'm gonna need them to cut it out. That's what I'm gonna need. Okay.
And the holder made a lot of people rich.
Ooh wee.
I go over there.
I'm gonna need them to cut Okay.
If I can hang with like Paris Hilton and her little dog or whatever, and then I could blow up from being lazy and chilling. Like I'd do it too. I ain't about to be doing all that shit they do, but whatever. And then I could blow up from being lazy. But other than that, we don't have those opportunities. I ain't about to be doing all that shit they do, but real. And then I could blow up from being lazy.
All right. What else? What else going on? Talk to me. Talk
They
to
said
me.
what's her name had her baby.
Who? Sexy Blue.
Sexy Red. Nah,
Oh, Sexy Red. You know I was being funny, but
this
okay.
is the sad thing. My opinion is the word, the title don't fit her, man. They should have called her. They could have called her Rapping Rodriguez or something.
Oh,
She reminded me of what's his name.
who?
That's it though. That's the joke.
You said what's his name?
Mr.
What's
Know
his
That.
name?
All I know is not a dude. I mean, it's not a female. She does not resemble a female. And I hope this might not go viral enough for me to catch no smoke behind it. But they tricking my babies to thinking that these he/she's is the new up.
Oh yeah, I totally am
to
against
me,
this.
That's right apart of all of that mixture and all that. So I'm.
Can y'all stop it?
They
See
said
my
she a
baby.
plant, though. And I believe it.
It's
because
plant.
She not talented. She ain't cute.
Man.
So for her to be as big as she is, she was what Rolling Stone magazine said she had the song of the year.
Man.
Get out of here.
It's numbers talk. And don't get me wrong, they do, but who's really listening to that stuff? You got a bunch of slow kids that's into this stuff, and they only get slower by the day.
You think it's slow kids? It's more than that.
All right, it's being dumbed down.
Well, I done been listening to all my OGs, like I listen to Don Tripp, I listen to Starlito, I listen to UGK, of course I listen to Pac and all them. They be like, that's whack, daddy. They don't be moving in the car. They put on some Rowdy Rich or something, or some, I just can't relate.
So, is it true that P. Diddy killed Biggie?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know neither one of them niggas.
You said the truth, like these
Is it-
investigators.
I know. I mean, that's what I heard.
I heard another thing.
It said that P. Diddy was getting arrested for the murder of Biggie.
Apparently, they caught Keefe D, who I guess was hands-on with the situation, who was hired by Diddy. At least that's my understanding of what I heard. I might be wrong, but again, I don't know either one of them niggas.
I think Keefe just trying to get paid for real.
And they paying him well too, cause them interviews and he's gonna keep talking, like Baby's little brother.
I don't think he's gonna get convicted. I don't think they're gonna even go through with the charges on him.
For real?
They don't have no evidence for one. I think he just
Right.
did that, came out and acted like he did it just so he can
Just
try to
spill
get a
the
platform.
beans.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't worth it, y'all.
Okay, so what you said? It's some more stuff with Cat Williams, but people coming out the closet. What's up?
It's like some of my favorite rappers I heard went to a Diddy party. Like that shit
Well,
harsh.
they said a pastor was at.
It's harsh.
The pastor
I'm the
was at.
pastor. I like
Pastor
TDJ.
was out.
My
I
mama
didn't say that,
respected
you
that
did.
man. With every wig she wore, I respected that man. You at a Diddy party? What kind of sermon
He
was
probably
that?
was praying for people.
Man, alright. I'm pretty sure he seen this inside of Hugh Hefner's house while he was praying.
Oh, we.
He was laying hands on the boy.
He was laying hands. He was laying hands. Good God Almighty.
Man, Diddy got so bad, he probably over at his house laying feet.
Ooh-wee.
Laying everything else. Laying pipe.
Yeah, he get ready to take an L though. For
Yeah,
real.
he
Like,
gonna sit his ass down, ain't he?
Yeah. I mean that lawsuit that
Take that,
girl
take
just
that.
won. And now they said 5 more chicks that came out with lawsuits against him.
Oh, we.
Man, you know it'd be a money train once your name out there.
Yeah, he didn't got taken down off his own TV station.
It ain't on.
For real.
Yeah, so we having some technical difficulties with the video, but we still here. You know, we live. You know.
And the world's still messed up.
And what's going on with these kids downtown? I mean, they don't have they closed the recreation centers? They don't have nowhere to go.
No, they ain't even concerned about them at all.
What is going
They done
on?
got so bad the police don't even bother them. They be out fucking up until somebody actually get hurt. They show up. But
They scared of them.
I would hope
They scared
so.
of 'em. They let them do exactly what they supposed to do. That's the way this whole machine works.
It's part of the plan. Like you said earlier.
That's crazy. But for real, it starts at home. So
Yeah. Go follow the
parents, don't let your kids go downtown jumping other people, because that's very cruel.
That don't make sense at all.
Like, why the young man said he didn't even do anything. He wasn't even expecting it, and bam, 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 10 people on his head. Why?
And then there's, I mean, you know, I come from a place where I can't relate to seeing somebody in that much pain, and it arouses me. You know, it makes me feel good to be hurting somebody like that.
Mm.
You know, I can't say we won wild as youngsters. I can't say we ain't do our dirt back in the day though. But you know, a real true empath know what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, I can't relate to people that find pleasure watching other people suffer.
Yeah. Yes.
It takes a special breed of people to do that.
Very wrong. Very
These kids, I
wrong.
mean, they desensitized.
Man, they don't know how to feel.
Tell us about that, because he knows a lot about the mental health and issues that these children are having. So what do you think is going on?
The same way in the 80s how we had the crack baby epidemic. Now we got the trauma baby epidemics.
Yeah.
These children, man, that's how they are, just trauma babies.
Mm.
It ain't never good enough.
Traumatic from what?
Just
Child trauma is a systematic issue. So poverty, the violence, low academics. I mean,
yeah.
you know, understand it, man. Like, and that's what a lot of people don't understand about trauma. It's a biological issue. It's not a mental health issue. You know,
It's
it's
deeply
cognitive.
rooted.
Yeah, you know, epigenetics, you know, transfer of trauma in our DNA.
So I heard that during the pandemic that our parents weren't reading to our children, and therefore our children are like 2 years behind. So
Now, you know what, for real, the post-pandemic, pre-pandemic, so many people try to put trauma in the category, you know, what happened with the pandemic, and our trauma, man, it surpassed that centuries ago.
A lot of it was just exposed during the pandemic.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah.
So for all the people that work for a living, and I'm only speaking on this because of my experience, when everybody was shut down and sat at home and got to actually see what was going on when you used to be at work, that's what broke down. You know, it was really people just skating on things, like they do the bare minimum just to get by. It's more so like a scheme artist type of generation. Like if they, you know, they don't know how to be honest. They don't know how to commit to something. And there's so many scapegoats, so many excuses.
all right, well, yeah, we're gonna take a break real quick, and we'll be back, and we're gonna talk about some things with Mr. Ronald Hummins, and thank y'all again for tuning in, and we'll be right back. Busy One Radio.
Yay.
Yay. And so we did tell you that we had a guest, Ronald Hummins. And Ronald has a couple books out right now. And he's done some amazing work statewide. And let's talk about, Ronald, how you grew up.
Oh, man, I grew up, you know, my story is the regular poverty story. I was conceived by rape. I was adopted at the age of 5 to a man, boy, that used to beat me till he drew blood. By the age of 11, 12 years old, I went looking for my biological father. And this dude was a whole crackhead and a heroin addict. I did my first robbery with my daddy when I was 12. That left a man dead by his hands, not by mine. It was crazy, man. I mean, we slept on park benches. We would kick in doors of abandoned houses over in Covington. My daddy, he taught me everything bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was never nothing good that came out of it. Yeah.
Nothing?
I did my first robbery at the age of 12.
Wow.
And then from there, I did more robberies after that, just to help him support his drug habit. It was crazy, man, growing up downtown. You know, went from there to, to my teenage years. Now I was fully embraced with this street stuff. And the crazy thing about it was, for real, I really wasn't no street nigga, for real. I was a good kid, for real, you know what I'm saying? But I was, man, forced to grow up in this environment that I had to learn how to be tough, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to be street.
I call it playing the hands you was dealt.
That's it. For me, it was kind of like it was a TV role, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to learn how to play that role. Cause I wasn't that kid for real. But I became it though, and when I became it, man, it got real ugly. Like, I mean, kidnapping dudes and
What?
yeah, we was
They got the whole shebang.
we was man really going crazy out there. And then went to prison for 7 years.
So at what age did you go to prison?
In my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, when I had the crazy thing about it was I went to prison over some street niggas. I got set up. The setup girl set me up to get robbed for a couple of things.
Wow.
And so when we end up going and then kidnapping her, so she can set the guys up that robbed me, and the guys called the police on me. Some dudes from Avondale. It was funny, but it was good though.
They plan failed.
Yeah, you know, in the
No
streets.
police. I mean, street niggas got a police. That's crazy.
So I shot one of them accidentally. So that's the reason why they told him.
Accidentally shot his ass too.
No, it was an accident because I was pistol whipping him, and the gun actually went off, and I shot
get
him.
it.
Yeah, so no, it was an accident. Like I can say that.
So you got 7 years for robbery?
No,
Kidnapping?
Kidnapping. And so they had a bunch of charges on me: attempted murder, felonious assault, kidnapping. And I was facing 44 years.
44.
Yeah, so I copped out. That's how I got, so less of time that I got. But it was cool though. It wasn't as bad as it wasn't as bad as it sounded. Because I mean, like I said, I could have did a lot more time for real.
So in prison, what type of things were you doing? Cause
When I first got there, honestly, I was clowning because I was young, and this was a whole new environment for me. So as far as in my mind, I'm thinking like, man, I got to get in here. We're gonna be banging with other cities, which we did. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fighting, but I was the barber in there though, so a lot of stuff, man, kind of kept me isolated from too, because I had a sweet job.
There you go.
But then one day I went to the library, and I seen a book on the table in the library, and it said it was a name definition book. I'm like, so I passed it up at first, right? So I go to the shelves looking for a book. On my way out, I grabbed the name dictionary book, take it back to my cell, and I looked up the name Ronald. And when I seen that it meant king, binding ruler / counselor, my whole life changed at that point. Like I felt purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a light went off, man, and it was like, you know what? This ain't me for real. Like I said, I mean, for one, I really wasn't no street nigga for real. I just learned how to play the role. But prison and that whole life, I knew that I had purpose.
Set you still.
So at one point in your life, you were Diamond.
Yeah.
At what point in your life, what age were you Diamond, and who was Diamond?
So Diamond came about, man, like, so, as a kid, I had this deep self-hatred for myself. For one, like I said, my mom tried to abort me twice, up for adoption. Like, so it was so much self-hatred that came from the people that were supposed to love me. I developed it for myself. And then when I met my biological father, like, he didn't like this good kid. You know what I'm saying? He wanted me to be everything bad. He wanted me to be like him. And that made me develop even more self-hatred, because it's like, man, you don't like me the way that I am. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was kids. Remember, we was kids, like nappy hair is popping now. We was kids.
Nah, you probably had a Jerry curl.
Nah, I never had no Jerry curl. I had the S curl. Get it right.
S curl. Okay.
Nah, but like for real, like, so I had nappy hair. I was poor. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just had this deep self-hatred for myself. So by the age of like 13, 14, after I did like my third robbery and started kind of like getting inducted into the streets a little bit, I decided that I wanted to become something, man, that people could love. And you figure diamonds, all the girls love diamonds. Diamonds are strong. Diamonds are, valuable. A diamond represented everything that I wanted to be, right? So that's how I took on the name Diamond. You know what I'm saying? It was valuable. I was so insecure and such low self-esteem. So of course there was no self-value. So like I said, Diamond made up everything that I wanted to be. So Diamond, exactly. So Diamond was just it was an identity. It was, like I said, it was a movie role that I was playing, and yeah, that's how Diamond came about.
And you wrote a book about Diamond, right?
I did. It's an Amazon bestseller, and I got my Netflix deal off of it. So.
Okay, tell us about the Netflix deal.
So Rotimi, I don't know if your listeners know who Rotimi is.
It's Dre off of Power.
Yeah.
He's a singer as well.
Yeah, so he's playing me. I don't know if people know. This is from like the old heads. Mark Lawrence when remember when he was taking that, they were gonna take that trip, that snow trip, and they thought that Tommy was gonna propose to the white girl, and everybody was trying to get him like not to, and the dude that played like the Muslim Black Panther dude that was in it, Sean Baker. So he's gonna be playing my adoptive father.
Oh wow.
No, yeah, he's playing my adoptive father, and they still trying to fill the role to play my biological father. They got a couple of names on there. Common is one of the names that they
Get out of
looking
here.
at. So it's not definite yet, but so yeah, it's gonna be based on be a series.
Good story. Good
Okay,
story.
so
My story is so big, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first met with people, the directors out in LA, and I was telling them my story, it was like, man, your story is too big to cut out certain pieces from it. You know what I'm saying? Like Antoine Fisher, you know, his movie, they was able to put it into an hour and a half because most of it wasn't relevant. You know what I'm saying? So they was like pieces. Mine start from conception. I was conceived by a rape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so they like,
intense.
yeah, you can't take nothing out of it. You know what I'm saying? It all fits. So they got so I just got an email. The writers they got 12 episodes written.
wow. And it's going straight to Netflix?
Yeah. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the series?
Diamond.
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 Okay. So now did you write a part 2 for Diamond? Or was it another book?
Now I did, but actually I don't have the ending to it yet. I thought I was going to have the ending to it when, you know, I'm an activist. I'm a childhood trauma activist, and we've been pushing legislation for a state of emergency on childhood trauma.
A state of emergency.
And I thought that the city was getting ready to actually, you know, sign on to my legislation, which they did, but they only did it symbolically. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I didn't want that to be the ending to Diamond 2. Yeah. You know, it was always about symbolism. So yeah, so Diamond 2 is not finished yet. But when it is, you'll be the first to know.
Oh, wee.
So y'all make sure y'all look out for Diamond 1.
Okay, so there's another book though, correct?
Yeah, I got a couple of books. Yeah.
Okay, tell us about your books.
The Face of Trauma. So the Face of Trauma, I wanted people, man, to really understand what trauma, what childhood trauma was. Because, you know, like in the black community, we've created our own diagnosis for what's you know, childhood trauma, right?
PTSD.
Our diagnosis,
ADHD.
our diagnoses are like this. Oh, that bitch crazy. That nigga off the hook.
That's
them
true.
kids are bad as hell. Like these are, these are our diagnoses for issues that are childhood, you know, childhood trauma related.
That is
Just
true.
looking for attention.
And people don't even realize that, like, those are that's trauma. Those are trauma responses that we don't really even understand what it is or what's going on in our community, right? We done normalized all of this behavior and not even understanding that it's, like I said, it's a biological issue, man. It's a nervous system issue, condition, and we don't even understand, you know, what we live in there, man. That the demon of this thing, man, is so powerful. And like I said, it's become so normalized for us that, you know, violence, that's normal. Low academics in school, broken families, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And they call you square when you're not that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we got to take a break, and we'll be right back with some more of Diamond.
Four jobs and chunky.
was Big Girl Problems by Jacine. And so we're back. Thanks again for tuning in to Busy One Radio, the Lady Divine Show. And we're here with Ronald Hummins and Sincere.
Hey.
What's up, Sincere?
What's up?
So we talked about Diamond. I know you had a tragedy that happened. It's been how many years? Where your son
June 19,
was
2015.
2015. And do you feel like talking about it?
Yeah. Talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so, my son was Trey Pierre. He was the young man that got shot out in Madisonville. He was involved in, the Officer Kim shooting. And yeah, that definitely, man, it changed my life in a major way. Because I never imagined that, I don't think no parent would imagine their child committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, of course, the prosecutor and the police and the media, they tried to create a really negative narrative around it to make it seem like he was this, this thug and like it was like a police shooting. And it had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Personal.
It was personal towards him. It was that on June 19, 2015, that was classic childhood trauma. Because see, what people don't know is when he was 9 years old, I fought for custody for him, and I learned that his mama was, he was getting it bad. You know what I'm saying? His mama was on drugs real bad. She had married a real life crackhead. And so, his home life was really bad, you know what I'm saying? And I filed for custody for him. Paid $5,000 to this attorney, and I'm thinking like, okay, me being who I am, because at that time, I had film, I had done programs, all these businesses, so I was well known in the city.
And what was your business?
Man, which one? C-Town Clothing Line.
Y'all remember that?
It was the hoodie with the map of Cincinnati all over, all the neighborhoods of Cincinnati all over it, with the Cincinnati C-Town shoes. Yeah. I tell you, I had Avondale lit up, man. Lincoln Heights, like I'm talking about the city was lit up. The C-Town shoes with the map on the side of it.
Do you have a drink?
Yeah, I got a energy drink called Jetty Juice. It's an aphrodisiac energy drink, so it'll get you.
Get your jetty.
Yeah, get your jetty.
You know what that means.
So yeah, like I said, man, I was a super serial entrepreneur, I had so many businesses. So when I filed for custody for him, I'm thinking like, okay, I got all this going on for myself. Mom is a drug addict. She's under investigation at that time for child abuse. And the judge would not give me custody. He said, you know what, I determined that I'm going to leave him over there in this home, even though I lived in a beautiful home. I was married at the time, great family.
Like black man problems.
But the thing is, like I said, childhood trauma is a systematic issue, right? So think about it. If we put him over there with his father, that's going to be a number that we're going to miss from the penitentiary, from being a drug addict, from, getting killed out in the streets.
Because they get how much per day at the prison for per person?
I don't know how much per day, but
It's thousands of dollars. I know that.
They get $67,000 a year.
$67,000 a year. Yeah. So they wanted that 67, and they said go on over there.
Yeah.
Leave his son in the streets.
The thing is, though, I filed for custody for him twice, at the age of 9 and again at 14, and both times they would not give me custody of him. And this has been my fight, over the last 8 years. And the only thing that I've been pushing and trying to help people understand is that what happened on June 19, 2015 could have been prevented if they had given me custody of my son. Because my 20-year-old son right now, he's in his third year at UC. He graduated. He's the only black student to graduate cum laude from Walnut Hills. Graduated with a 4.7. You know what I'm saying? He just produced a song that's number 12 on the UK charts. It's done went viral. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for real, when it comes to raising my kids, if they would have given me my son, none of that would ever happen. Officer Kim would still be here. Yeah. But they don't want to focus on that because they don't want to deal with our trauma. Our trauma, man, is $1 trillion industry.
Where did he do it? At his mom's house?
No, it happened on Wetzel.
Madisonville.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what type of steps have you been taking to try to change things?
Well, first, I went and did a 48-hour hunger strike on the steps of the State House in Columbus, Ohio, to raise awareness on black and brown children that live with PTSD.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's more black kids that live with PTSD than it is soldiers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't even realize that, man. The numbers are crazy. So, when I didn't really, when I got into activism, I didn't really know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just knew that it was a big issue, right? Because I'm seeing all these movements around, police brutality and all of this stuff. But then when I learned how pervasive childhood trauma was, I was disheartened, honestly, because I'm like, how has there never been a movement for childhood trauma? Childhood trauma is the biggest epidemic that the black community has ever seen. It is the biggest natural disaster we've ever seen, and there has never been a movement. So I created a movement around it. I went and did a hunger strike, man, in December in Columbus in a freezing cold I was out there for 2 days, no food, felt like I was gonna die. It was a couple of times, man, for real. I thought it was gonna end for me. But I knew that I had to stay, because I'm like, if I give this movement up, it's gonna be millions of kids, man, that's gonna pay the price. You know what I'm saying? The black community is gonna pay the price. So I decided I'm gonna stick this thing out. Sacrifice major. A radical issue calls for a radical response.
Yes.
And I became that radical response. So after that, you know what I'm saying, I started getting some attention in the media, and then the people in the State House, they started, checking me out. So that's when I moved from there, and I started going in the State House, man, and really start learning my way around about politics and what we need to do. So I found a model, the perfect model, right? Opioids. When opioids started affecting the white community up in northern Ohio,
it was time for action.
Man, immediately.
It wasn't like the crack.
It was. I mean,
You got put in jail.
The action though, man, was like so immediate, right? Because soon as the addiction and the overdoses started affecting, it was Plymouth, Ohio, up in northern Ohio. This little small rural area, for one, Plymouth, Ohio is a small rural area, but it's majority white. When it started affecting there, the U.S. Department of Labor, the CIA, the Department of Justice, how did they all get involved to get behind, to start investigating that? And they declared, and they didn't investigate it as if they did with the black community for like a war on drugs. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to put you into jail for it.
When they investigated, it switched up for them. They was empathetic.
Right.
They were
hospitalized.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so this, like I said, the CIA, the Department of Justice, and the Department of Labor, and the FBI all got behind that, man. They started digging into how these drugs got there. And then they declared a state of emergency on opioids. Now think about it. To help your listeners understand, they didn't say a state of emergency on addiction.
Right.
Because if they would have said that, then guess what? That would have affected the black community, poor whites, and Hispanics.
Right.
They specifically said a state of emergency on opioids because opioids affects the white community at a 97% higher rate than any other community. So they knew exactly who they were targeting, right? My daddy, I'm going to say something else crazy. My daddy was killed right before I came home from the joint in '99. This little young dude, man, put some chopped up a mothball and put it in his heroin. So
Oh, wow.
yeah. So he go shoot it. He was in his apartment building on the corner of 14th and M. He go to shoot it. He was in the hallway from just the reports that I got, and he started having heart convulsions. He fell off the 3rd floor banister and fell all the way down and busted his head. And that's how he died. Right, landed in the lobby. And so when the police got there, they initially had prepared to charge him with drug abuse because he wasn't dead yet, but he's out. So they prepared
with his head busted.
They prepared to charge him with drug abuse, and then when they realized he was dead, so that's your first intent,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to white people though, oh no, we got
Narcan.
Yeah,
man, listen,
bring them back.
Give us our Narcan now. You know what I'm saying? Like the black community, give us our Narcan, it heals from our community. So anyway, so when I seen the model and how they created the state of emergency on opioids and how many billions they spent on it, I said, okay, cool. That's the model I'm gonna use for the black community. Give us a state of emergency on childhood trauma. Give us our Narcan.
Right.
Heal our communities. You know what I'm saying? So that's my bill right now is HCR 45. I just been working it, man, and been pushing it on the state level, local level, and the federal level.
So how can people help get this pushed through?
Honestly, it's not really too much that people can do to help at this point. You know what I'm saying? We in the capital.
So we just wait. DC.
Yeah.
So ain't no petitions, no nothing.
I did all that, and nobody jumped on board. None of the churches. You know what I'm saying? None of the community.
No, that feeling.
I got no support hardly whatsoever, man, from people. So that's why at this point I'm like, I still got to do what I got to do regardless, whether if I got support or not. You know what I'm saying? And we actually in a good space, though, in 2024 because, like I said, my bill is in the State House. We got a bill in the Capitol in D.C. on the federal level and on the local level. I just asked to be co-chair on the board at the health department for the behavioral mental health.
Yes.
So like
that's
for real, like
yes,
we making moves because this thing right here, this is purpose. This is my purpose. Like all of my suffering, man, and my son's death is not gonna be in vain. So you know what I'm saying? Like this purpose, man, is about healing and it's about liberation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for real, if the black community, man, if we don't heal from our trauma, we will never thrive. We just continue living in survival mode. That's all we see.
Passing down the same cycle.
That's it. It's man, just
over and over again.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
My legislation, though, man, will create generational healing. Like, and it can continue on healing long after I'm dead and gone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know
Let's
what?
think about it.
This thing, man, is this thing is big for real that we doing. This is actually my movement for real is the biggest movement that we probably ever seen in this generation.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Bigger than Black
And
Lives
I don't
Matter.
even think people have a clue. You know, when we were younger and they had that song, "A Bill is a Bill," and they talked about how a bill is done.
That's why, you know what, I went back and I actually watched that. Like, this was really about 4 years ago. I ain't gonna lie, I was YouTube it, trying to see if I could learn something from that because I didn't know what I was doing.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody,
Didn't explain.
I've never seen anybody but you go so far to get a bill up there in Congress.
Policy is what got us here. Policy is what's gonna get us out. All of these movements, man, Black Lives Matter and all this other BS, for real, that's all it is. Cause think about
It's
it.
a gimmick now.
Black Lives Matter, man, with the money that they have, the institution that they have, like, and then the influence from all these celebrities worldwide, they cannot get one piece of legislation passed. We've had 5 pieces of legislation passed, and on my team, there's only 4 of us.
Wow.
You know what I'm
was
saying?
that their motive in the first place? Black
Symbolism.
Lives
But for real, black people, man, we so addicted to symbolism, though, that for real, we get excited off of that. Oh, they put a street,
don't know better.
wrote, you know, we painted the Black Lives Matter in the street. We excited.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
got my shirt. You got
Yeah.
your shirt?
but listen, we so addicted to symbolism, like tangibles. We don't know about tangibles. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't even really care about tangibles because if it sound good and it feel good to us, then hey, BLM forever. They whatever.
My feet hurt.
Yeah,
Like,
ain't that something?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of settling over the last couple generations, y'all.
We stuck in survival mode.
Yeah. So they owe us money from slavery, right? Do you think we'll ever see that?
They get ready to pass it out in California.
Really?
Yeah, they prepared. I mean,
And do they actually call it reparations?
yeah, they actually call it reparations.
So how is it
It's
just
called the Reparation Act. Yeah, and it's
What?
gonna pass out there. Though. I mean, you know, it's a democratic state, so
okay?
yeah.
So is that it got to come down.
So they talking about like money, but they breaking it down to like education,
Shoot, I got my money.
taxes, like so. You know, the sectors that they broke it down to was pretty dope.
So do we need to move to California to get
I ain't
this?
moving to no damn.
Hell nah.
I much
I want
rather
my
the Atlantic
reparation.
Ocean over the Pacific.
Give me mine now. Callers, if you want to call in, you could dial 513-301-7119 and you could ask us questions or talk to Mr. Hummins. But
Don't love
yes,
money
so
more than your safety and your soul. California ain't no good to nobody that just want to be a human.
oh yeah,
Most of it.
okay.
Most of that culture of like, you know, right now we in the midst of the entertainment business, but we freelance. We work for us. So that being said, if you just happen to want to sign a deal, you may have to meet one of these people that want things from you that you don't agree with. Now that's when you have to ask yourself how important is that money.
Right. Do you sell your soul to the devil?
Yeah.
We'll be back, y'all. Lady Divine Show.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we.
With an echo. Let's go.
So we're gonna finish up our conversation with Mr. Ronald Hummons. And again, if you want to call in, dial 513-301-7119.
Yeah.
So Ronald, tell us where are you at now? Where's the film at? Where the series? Are they getting ready to start filming? Are they gonna film in Cincinnati? What's going on?
I don't know if they're gonna film in Cincinnati or not. They're coming here actually next month. There's some of the producers and directors. They coming here next month to just check it. No, wait a minute. No, we in February now. They coming at the end of this month. On the 26th.
It's like a bonus, then.
Yeah, they come and just check out the city and I told them it's not the same. Like the projects I grew up in on the corner of 12th and Broadway. Those are condos now. So
wow, even when you named it now, that sounds expensive.
Yeah, like so I told him, I said it doesn't look even like Lincoln Courts is not there no more, so we don't have a projects.
We remember when that was down the way now.
Yeah, like Laurel Homes. So we don't. That's this is where I grew up at. So like I said, so they gonna come check it out. But yeah, so I don't know where they go from there, but. So right now, man, I'm just, I'm getting ready for a tour. I got an 8-city tour I'm doing for my book, and it's going to be promoting the film as well. It's called the Diamond Tour.
Sweet.
So, I'm really excited about it.
So what's the 8 cities you going to?
Houston, Dallas, New York, LA, Sacramento, Oakland, Atlanta, DC. I think that's it.
Shit, in that order?
No, I don't know if it's that order now, but it's
a lot.
But that's really you going out there speaking, and you're speaking through. Is that through TEDx?
No, okay. TEDx is something different. TEDx is his own. Yeah, no, I did my first TEDx talk last year in September in North Dakota University. That was huge. Like TEDx is the biggest platform, for speakers, and. Yeah, they hit me up and asked me to headline, and I didn't even have to apply for it, which was crazy.
Wow.
They seen something in you, player.
Yeah, so the coordinator of it actually follows me on LinkedIn, and she inboxed me, was like, you know what, I want you to headline, and so I did that TEDx talk. I got another TEDx talk coming up in Kansas City. This is separate from the tour, so I'm super excited about that. That's gonna be at a governor's forum. And because people, they dig what I'm talking about this childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying?
You do realize that that's inspiring, bro. I mean, just to hear your story and even recent tragedy, recent loss, and it's still a mission.
Yes, sir.
It's still a mission, dude. That's why they use a headliner back just probably eating lunch. You was probably eating and just talking like you're doing with us right now. Now we can see the God in you, G.
That's what's up.
Yes, indeed.
But the thing I want people to understand too, though, man, is we got to get on our healing journey.
Yes,
we got to start it. I'm telling you, boy, because I'm telling you right now, my healing journey has been severe. Because, so this is the thing about it. I of course I heard the term and knew the term trauma, but I didn't really know what childhood trauma was until the death of my son. That's the reason why my book, on the cover of my book, is me looking in the mirror and my son's baby, his baby picture looking back at me.
Wow.
I didn't know what childhood trauma actually was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand how it affects our nervous systems, how it affects our behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, our behaviors, man, literally are created through our traumas. You know what I'm saying? The fight, flight, or freeze. People don't even understand. Like, for real, these are nervous system conditions.
Yeah.
So, me reacting, to want to fight, it comes from trauma. Me reacting, I want to run, I want to freeze. Like, so our behavior, man, is so affected by our trauma. But like I said, because we don't really know what it is, and we created our diagnosis like, oh, that bitch crazy. No, she might have been touched when she was little. She might have been beat. You know what I'm saying? Might have been abandoned. Right. So now you see, what you see is her trauma response.
And like you said, it has been so normalized, we not even paying attention to the fact that's bringing pain on that person. That's not normal to them.
Right.
It's normal and common to hear about cases of that, but to the actual victims, they'll never be the same.
Yeah.
And overlooked.
And I think we all have our own story that way. Yeah. Tragedy and all, and some not so tragic, but it's the same system. It's the same cycle. It's the same, and we're part of it.
So I could see your 8-city tour your TEDx speaking engagements, the series coming out, Diamond. I mean, you're just
Look out
gonna
for that, y'all.
just blow up. You know?
like I said, I mean, my purpose, man, is to heal and liberate.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? That's my only focus right now. Is my purpose.
And then, I mean, eventually they gonna sign that bill.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
So-
gonna happen this year.
This year.
Yes, it's gonna be declared this year.
It's
I'm
actually
sure.
unignorable. You can't. It's about as legit as a case gets. So you wouldn't really know how evil they are if this is something that's rejected.
Yeah.
You really know that the purpose is to keep us in the box.
So who would have thought little old Ronald from down the way
Yeah.
turn into Diamond, go back around, start all these businesses, and then have a trauma in his own life,
Mind you, this was always the true him.
and then
was
go
acting
to the
like a
state
gangster.
to get a bill
We
passed,
couldn't act like an inmate.
a state of emergency, and looks what's set how he set up now.
Mm-hmm.
A whole 8-city tour,
Diamond in the rough.
the speaking engagements with TEDx,
Yeah.
the series. I mean,
Yeah, like I said, man, it's all about purpose. You know, it's when I was in the joint, this dude said something to me, man, and it's so crazy because dude was actually kind of slow, but it was something that was speaking through this dude, man, and he just came out of nowhere and said it. He said, "When a purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable." And it was so powerful that he said.
say that one more time.
I wanted to steal it for real, but I give him credit. Like I can't
He
even.
just spreaded it out there.
Yeah, I can't even take it. Like I gotta give him credit.
People
He
trying
said
to-
when abuse is not, I mean, when a purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like just even just over our lives, man. Over it can be over your money or whatever it is, man. Your possessions. When a purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And when when I look at the years that I spent, man, living in my trauma, you know what I'm saying, basically, self-abuse on myself, like, man, you know what? So yeah, so that's why purpose, man, is everything for me now. You know?
No more idle time, y'all.
Mm-mm.
That's
Step
amazing.
towards those objectives,
That's
those goals.
Well,
that
I
purpose.
applaud you, Ronald. We've been friends for a very long time, and I'm just ecstatic that you've grown so much and you have so many things that you have accomplished that the average person would never get. So we applaud you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Closing words, Kenny.
Kenny always got the closing words because we all actually have the same purpose when it comes to these closing words. Nothing should be able to be in your way. Like, absolutely nothing, because it takes you to allow that to happen. So either way, it's still your fault. We're not here to make excuses. Matter of fact, we're not even here to act like we got a second chance at this, because you don't. There's one life that you have. Try your best, or, sit somewhere comfortably and watch us do it. Because that's it. That's your one chance. So those are my finishing words. Sincere. Find me on IG. Sincere. It's spelled incorrectly, but you know my face. Kenny Sincere Johnson on
Did
Facebook.
you do that?
Yeah. Nah, people find me. They tell me they didn't
But
find
you
me.
spelled it incorrect.
Well, it's CINSEIE, and that's just representing the city, but it's still spelled sincere.
All right. So you sincere.
And,
So you have any shows coming up, sincere?
I haven't booked any shows. I've actually been prepping to get my next term of college in. I want to be studying psychology at UC.
Hey.
And, yeah, I'm setting big goals. I do want to get back on stage because to me that is therapy.
It is.
Getting up there venting. And that's why we do this. That's why we chose this type of thing, because it allows us to express ourselves. And as a psychologist, it kind of go hand in hand with this episode was about, because that's always been my goal. I've always been more of an empath than, judging people, because it's you ain't shit either.
So
You know what I'm saying?
your
Like,
jokes are they do you emphasize with people, or do you just go for them?
Well, I really pretty much deliver the things that make me laugh.
Okay.
So you got a mixture of the raunchiness of Martin with the cleverness of Dave Chappelle. And then some things ain't got a punchline. It's just funny.
Okay, well, make sure you don't steal any of Cat Williams' jokes,
I
okay?
ain't stealing nothing from Cat Williams. I heard he pay you if you in need. Hey, Cat, we still out here. We still out here, buddy. We love you, boy.
All right, closing words, Mr. Ronald Hummins.
Man, heal. Be intentional about your healing. You know, I mean, let that be more important to you than anything. For real, we got to heal us so that we can heal us. Meaning, heal us so that we can heal us.
Yes, sir.
Let's get out of survival mode. We've been surviving long enough. It's time for us to live.
It's time to live.
I think that more African Americans need to probably seek counsel. You know, talk to somebody. Because we hold in so much and we don't let things out. And everything's bottled up inside of us. Like we just ready to explode at any moment. You know what I mean? So, talk to somebody, a friend, a pastor, somebody.
Yeah, it don't mean you got to pay for therapy.
Yeah.
It's just somebody that's actually willing to listen and give you reasonable feedback.
So I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Busy One Radio and listening to the Lady Divine Show. And I hope you enjoy what we have for you today. Make sure you guys put the guns down, love each other more, talk about your issues to somebody. Stay peaceful, y'all. We got to. Love you. See you next week.
Yep.